is impressive. The way you always downplay other things that you don't care about by making it sound like everyone doesn't care about it. You do that all the time. Yeah.
I gotta take a dub.
Yeah. Rip has to take a dub. Yeah, but I think that these things are good, and I think that you don't even give it a chance. Well, I don't give a shit about your perspective. Huh? Well, yeah. But your end is whack, though. Your end is like super narrow-minded and only looks at Dark Souls and shitty games like Resident Evil something or other. You know, just in general.
You're saying all your tastes are shitty.
No, not that. It's just that you're actually more swayed by other people's opinions, like real quickly.
Damn, this is how the show is starting. Sick.
Like you instantly shit
Aris.
on what's that? What was that?
I'm trying to think your mic is muted.
Is Aris muted? Is that how this starts, show? That's a good start.
God.
But we should keep going.
What a scrub.
Dude, it's been 2 weeks and this guy's talking about downplaying like he knows what it means.
Well, you're talking about uploading like you know how to start a
I'm
stream.
trying to figure it out.
That was a great intro.
Yeah, man.
I was owning him so hard on my end, like crazy. He was cornered. He didn't know what to say.
Too bad no one heard it though. That shit never happened.
Yeah, I know. I was yelling my ass off. Anyway, as I was saying,
Yes.
downplays.
No, you can't even start this argument anymore. The argument's over.
You escaped?
It's done
Look at
with,
this.
dude. That was on the last
Duckling.
episode.
You're a
That was on the
duckling.
last stream that you fucked up.
Last
This is a new
week?
stream now.
Last episode,
Where, you know, we're talking about new things.
we're gonna need some new things.
Yeah. We didn't need anything. Talking about
Beal,
you know?
you take my place. I was saying Beal and Bloodhawk should do a show after ours.
What's it called?
The ATP Later show or something like that.
Damn, like Conan and Jay Leno?
Yeah.
That's a cool idea. How's it going, Lord Internet? It's Thursday. We missed a couple weeks, but everybody is available. And you know what? I haven't seen you guys in this format in a while, and I noticed the elephants in Rip's background. And you remember that time when Rickstah was eating with chopsticks and you had the elephants in the background? That was the best one, I think. Because it was like covering all bases. What are you eating, Rickstah?
Peanut butter Twix.
You know, they really should do a combo. I don't know about you, but
I've been harping on this idea for a while, and I
never want 2 peanut butter Twixes. I want 1 regular Twix, and I want 1 peanut butter. And,
All right.
And the package is designed to have 2 individual, you know, candy bars in it. I don't think it really takes that much of a idea, man, to figure this out.
But
right?
it's 2 separate factories. Haven't you seen the commercial? They got to go to one factory to get one and one from the other to put in the same package.
You know, now that I think about it, it must be because they feel like it would damage the individual sales of each Twix, right?
Yep.
It has to be. Because I'm thinking to myself, I can't be a genius, right? There's no way this idea, they haven't figured it out. It must be because of that. So, whatever. Fuck you, Twix. I want 1 of each. I don't want a package of 4
They should do it
candy
like
bars.
the McRib, you know? Once a year for 1 month only.
Yeah, I agree.
The rest of the year you want to buy both again.
You know, that's a good point. In fact, that's the best point, right? Seasonal, you know, make it seasonal, and then you get them hooked on both. Yeah, all right, whatever. Who gives a shit? What are we talking about this week? There's really, it's a dry spell. Not only for podcasts. Man, that makes me think, what are those guys over on Ultra Chen talk about when it's a fucking, you know, those guys are like clockwork, right? They don't miss a week, do they?
They do.
Oh, they do? I was thinking we're just like super cash, whatever, fuck this week.
They miss weeks? I don't know that. I know parts of them misses weeks.
I don't know if they missed a week ever since they added
Voltron?
the Steves.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think they're pretty, like, they seem like they're on point. But I mean,
They do Q&A. That's cheating.
Q&A? Wow.
Can we do Q&A?
Can we do Q&A the whole episode?
No.
Okay.
No.
Thought I'd throw it out there.
Do you want to do that? You could do that. I'm not gonna do any Q. I hate Q.
No, you don't have to do Q. You just have to do A.
Well, all right. I'll do the A. Fine by me. I'll do the A. You do the Q, and I think we got this.
Okay.
So okay. No, but there are some things to talk about though. So let's break the glass when it's an emergency. Okay. For now, let's start at the top. The big news for me, and I watched this shit last night. So Bob is out now in Tekken 7 FR. Bob is out, and there's a few FR related things we're gonna cover. They did balance changes. They did, they nerfed Akuma. That's big news. But it's just right on my front row of things going on for me because I just watched the matches, and I have to say that after watching the Bob footage, okay, so I was already disappointed. Who the hell wasn't disappointed at the Bob unveil, right? So I was already disappointed, but I thought to myself, maybe they changed things around. I heard they reduced the range of his jab, etc., etc. But the way it looks to me in the matches, now granted it is pretty early, but he looks exactly like he's ever looked. He doesn't even seem to have any new moves. The only new moves he has seem to be changes from bound to corkscrew or property changes. Like in some way they altered a stagger on block, or they changed the string maybe a little bit, or something like that. But it doesn't seem like he has any new moves other than, of course, Rage Drive and Rage Art. So I'm just really disappointed because from my perspective, historically, there's never been a character that goes from one Tekken to another, and that even includes a tag game where they don't get a few new moves. It always happens every time. And this time I'm Nina was kind of this way too, but nobody really made a stink about it, right? It was kind of like, Nina doesn't have that many new moves. Even Asar was like, yeah, it's just same old Nina, right? But it's like, okay, another same old Nina? What's going on? I don't know how you guys feel about it. I know, Rickstah, you're a Bob player. You're going to probably know more details, so we'll go to you first. But how do you feel about my statement and Bob's inclusion in Tekken 7 FR?
I never really noticed it, honestly, until you said it. Now that I thought about it, it was like, he really doesn't have very many new moves. He has one move, back 4-4, which is the last two hits of his back 2-2-4-4 string. Mm-hmm. So it's not necessarily a new move. It's just a different way to do it.
Yeah.
Overall, he definitely looks pretty much exactly the same, which is why it's like they're gonna change him up. I think. I'd hope so, at least. Maybe give him a new move and change some of the properties of some of his things, because he does seem like a good character. He's always seemed like the overall tone of his character design is speed and weight. So it's like you can't have a fat guy be slow, because his whole purpose is to be fast and fat. So it's like there's no really good way to change his design, I think, other than just make some of his moves super shitty.
Well, I think okay, what I was hoping for is that he would be good in a new way if he was going to be good, right? Yeah. But it seems like he's good again in the exact same way, which really is it deflates my hype for him a lot, because it's hard to have love for a character that has been so dominant in the series for the last two games. It's hard to really have love for it already, right? And the fact that he's cheap in the exact same way is kind of weird. It makes me kind of, it makes me hopeful that they'll change it. And I feel optimistic. What do you think, Rip?
I think there's no reason to feel optimistic because they put him back in the exact same way. I don't know. I feel like with Bob, like Ricky said, his design has been about speed and weight, so they can't make him slow, whatever. I think they should have just went to the drawing board of the character and be like, you know what? Bob realized that speed and weight were not the answer, so now he's going with weight and power.
Slow and skinny?
Yeah, whatever it is. So
no,
yeah.
Another.
Then he would have been interesting, But yeah, he looks very similar as he did before. They didn't really change a lot of the old characters, but that's kind of been a complaint
They did.
across the series, though. From like each Tekken to the next, you kind of felt like, huh, Law's not that different this time around. Like from 5 to 6, and then 6 to BR, or 6 to tag, and then tag to
I don't know. I've never really felt that way. I've always felt like each time around, all the characters I use get a pretty big change, and it changes the overall game plan of the character. But maybe it's just the characters I use. I mean, if you use Dragunov, for example, 5 DR to 6, and then to tag 2 is like such huge differences. And then even King, right? Or any of these characters, you just look at all these characters, I feel like they evolve quite a bit. But, I mean, what are, other than Law, do you have any other examples?
Paul?
I feel like Paul evolved quite a bit too, right? I mean, are you talking about since 5?
Yeah, since 5.
Yeah, I think he's a lot. I mean, he got a 14-frame launcher. Did he have that in 5? I mean, did he have back 1-2 as a 12-frame launcher in 5? Did he? No. I mean, these are ideas and concepts that have really like refined the character in a way that.
Right.
I mean, it's different. The game plan is different. They added that low poke. They added a few moves. I mean, even Brian in. I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, you have a good point. Some characters, I guess.
I feel like the longer the characters have been in the series, the less changes they've had overall. They just had, like you said, small refinements. Mm-hmm. But characters like Bob, who are newer to the series, they should have gotten more changes. I think that's how I feel about it.
Well, they changed Lars a lot, and Lars has historically been like a super strong character. So it's just peculiar. It makes me feel like maybe they spent a lot of their resources on Akuma, and they didn't have time to deal with Bob. So they copy-pasted him, and maybe when they get more time, they're going to refine Bob. They're going to add new things. Because, I mean, we can see this one thing for sure. For a character, let's say, like Dragunov, going from Tekken 7 Vanilla to FR, he got lots of new changes, right? New corkscrews, new knockdowns. He's got new moves, side rolls, all kinds of changes. So I could see Bob getting lots of new changes as the game comes out on console, right? I could see that. I don't know. And if I don't see that, I'm going to be pissed, is what I'm saying.
I think the likelihood of it happening is pretty high, considering that when Bob came out, that was kind of the next version of FR. Like all these balance changes happened, like the whole rage attack thing where
rage drive.
Yeah, where you break the floor with it doesn't reset the combo anymore. So like I think they'll probably I don't know about character changes that much though. Like it'd be tough to like just randomly see Bob have a new move in the version of the same game, you know what I mean? But maybe they could do that.
They're kind of doing that right now. If you look at the latest patch notes of version C, like they've added screw attack states to a couple of characters now. So characters now have new screw attacks, which historically I don't feel like that was ever added in the same version of a game. It's like, hey, this is Tekken 6 BR. Now you've got new bound moves in this patch. Like, what the hell? Like that seems very different, and it's not the usual way they've done things. So
that's right.
We'll see how things go. I mean, I think somebody was telling me that either at Comic-Con or in a tweet or something, Harada said that there'll be more characters on console as well.
I'm sure that's going to be the case. I'm sure there's no way that they're not going to save some characters to launch with the console. Because if they don't, it's a bonehead move, if you ask me, right? I mean, if everyone knows all the characters, nobody's going to care when the console version comes out. They have to have some shit in their sleeve, or whatever the saying is, up their sleeve. So I'm really hoping that is the case. And that really brings me to think about the whole 1 or 2 characters at a time for the last fucking 6 months type of thing, right? I mean, it's going to continue this way. You can see on the character select screen, there's quite a few empty slots, right? So, I don't know. I don't think I'm being too optimistic in thinking that Bob's going to change. And I'm hoping that they, I don't know. The idea, when they told me that his arms are shorter, right? First thing I thought was, okay, that's cool, because historically Bob's been, that's like his specialty. Like some of the longest jabs in the game, right? Mm-hmm. So changing his arm length is not only a nerf, which is a good thing, but it's also potentially something that could change the play style with him. Like maybe the utility of some moves like down forward 2 or down forward 1 or etc. will go down. But after watching these Korean players play him, it's totally not the case. If they did reduce arm length, it's like negligible in application because they still play exactly the same way with him, and it's super effective. Like when you watch it, you don't see any like issues where, oh, he should have done this to beat that. It's like, yeah, that's classic Bob. That's how it works. You ducked there and you got wall splatted and you got fucked up. The same combos, the same. Oh, you know what really got me fucking pissed was the jump over down 1 while standing cabbage. I mean, I'm watching that shit like it's Tekken 6. I'm watching these setups. And I'm not happy about it. I gotta be honest. That's how I felt. I know when you look at Bob versus Master Raven definitely is gonna be the one that is gonna have more new shit. So maybe they put more of their eggs in that basket. I don't know. Go ahead, Rip. What's up?
No, I haven't seen much of Master Raven, but that was my initial impression of the character, was that it looks like Raven with the rage drive and more flashiness on the teleport stuff. So I felt the same way as you're describing Bob. So I haven't seen more of the character, so I don't know that that's the case or not. But
I think I'm more hypersensitive to Bob because I've seen these down forward 1s and down forward 2s a billion times. No one gives a shit about Raven because no one ever really played Raven. So everything's kind of new, right? I mean,
ever since Tekken 5.
Yeah, it's like whatever, you know.
143 never seen that move before.
He could do that, you know. It's like whatever, you know. It's like one of those characters where it doesn't matter what they show. It's new to 90% of the people out there, except for those people that played Raven, which is a small group, right? So, you know, I don't know. To me, Bob being similar is way more offensive than Raven being similar, because who cares about Raven being similar? Bob's a beast. He's a powerhouse. He ruined the Evo. You know, I mean, he's like a beast, dude. It's crazy. You know, so I don't know. Bummer. I'm still hopeful. You're not going to keep me down. I still think they're going to change him and nerf him and alter him the way they're doing it with a lot of the other characters, you know? So, we'll see. I'm hopeful. It's really bland right now. I mean, he's the same character. You could take, like, any top-level Bob player from Tekken 6 or Tag 2, and they're in there, running. They're going to win a tournament tomorrow with Bob. You know, like, tournament tomorrow, they'll win.
SCR are pretty decent.
That's how it is. That's really how it is. Like, Bob is so similar, you're ready to go. Tekken 7 or not, you know? So, I don't know. I don't love that. Anything else to add about the Bob topic? Before?
I mean, I just was surprised that it actually made me dislike the game a little. You know what I mean? Like,
interesting.
I didn't expect that to happen. Like, when it was announced at EVO, I was like, oh god, it's Bob. What the hell? Boo, right? Mm-hmm. But then now that it's actually in there and he's in the game and shit, I'm like, oh god. You know, like
yeah, I know. I think all competitors who even do play Bob will probably share that sentiment.
Ricky,
it's not gonna feel good being on the receiving end of that shit. Hop kick from downtown that tracks to his back. You know, all these stupid things that... The backswing blow! The backswing blow! The nightmare backswing blow, even with his back to the wall, it makes just shit go right through him. Down ones. I mean, you know, whatever, man. Fuck that shit.
Look at Rip right now. Look at me. When I heard backswing blow,
that's bullshit.
I had glimmers of like, oh yeah, that move was good.
yeah, I know it's good. Man.
Two different people having two different reactions to the same move.
Well, you know, in the end, I still have to say that it's better than Kuma or True Ogre or like kangaroo dinosaur shit. You know, I think at least it's a Tekken character and it doesn't make the game look stupid to me.
How is Kuma not a Tekken character?
I don't like the way he makes the game look.
Tekken 1.
Yeah, I don't like the way he makes the game look. He's not like a normal character. Yeah, I don't like him. I never
Kuma's
have
been
liked
in every
him.
Tekken game.
Yeah, in every Tekken game. I'm hoping he doesn't make it in this one because of the Unreal Engine. Because I feel like the Unreal Engine, like, they're going to not be able to make him look good enough, so they're not going to put him in. Yeah, I know, I'm serious.
Unreal Engine is going to make him look amazing.
Have you seen Kuma in fucking Tekken 2? They don't care how he looks.
I don't think he's... I don't know. I'm hopeful that they're not going to be able to make him look as good as they want to make him. so they're gonna scrap him. That's what I'm hopeful for. And I mean, if you think about it, it's pretty possible because they have high ambition with this, new version, right? With the cloth effects and shit. So you could imagine Kuma being in Tekken 7FR. Unless each one of those little pieces of fur is moving, he's gonna look like a big fucking mascot for a baseball game, right? So I don't know. I'm hoping he's dead. Forget that clown. I want him dead.
That's what I was thinking about Bob, but it didn't happen. They put him in the game.
I know, right? Maybe I should hope for Kuma. Man, I hope Kuma's in.
And Namco's already listed like, all right, we just cut that part out.
Yeah.
Only that part.
Anyway, okay, so balance changes. You made a video on your YouTube channel going over the balance changes, Rip. I haven't really taken too close a look at that, but I do know they universally lowered the damage on rage arts. I think that it's questionable how much or if at all they did that at full, like, I saw some scenarios where it looked like it still does a ton of damage when you barely have health left. I think what they nerfed was when you just get rage, that's the part that they nerfed. But I'm not sure on that. What did you see in the notes?
I mean, that was basically, they had a couple of system changes. One was that they had a lot of little system bug fixes. They said that the rage drives combo pushback thing was fixed. So like you do the king 1 break a floor and then you get a whole full combo again after the floor break because the combo pushback had a bug in it. So they fixed that. And then character specific stuff, like in general, the big ones were Kazumi's down forward 1 got nerfed.
Yeah.
But she has some other buffs to make up for it. But I still think even the down forward 1 being nerfed is still going to be good because there's a second hit. So it's like even though it's -4 now, I think it's not going to be like, oh, it's -4. Let me take my turn now because she still can finish the string.
Dude, she's so good. That's one of the death matches I watched. She's still so cheap.
Right.
Super boring too.
Right. And then the other side of it is Akuma has like a whole list of damage decreases across the board. Like that was the major thing in the patch, right? But I don't think that was really the right way to go about fixing it. And already I heard Nee put out a tweet where he showed, all these nerfs and he still has a death combo. And
I watched 2 death combos already.
Is it still the FADC stuff?
Yeah.
Right. And so they didn't fix the main problem with his damage, which was the FADC stuff.
I think it's because how are they going to fix that, right? It's a system feature.
FADC does not exist for anything else.
Yeah.
Right? So with that one thing, turn on damage scaling.
Turn on? Well, how do you know that even exists for them? Maybe that is not possible.
I'm a programmer. Anything's possible.
Think about the standing character combo registration in the game, right? I mean, like, it's never happened before in a Tekken game. Since the beginning of history, they've never made scaling on a natural combo at all. So, I mean, I don't know. What if it's not? Or what if they don't know how to do it?
Like, the only way they could do it is, like, if the opponent is playing Akuma, make all standing damage, scale all of a sudden.
I don't know. I mean, it just makes me think, why didn't they do it then? Why didn't they do it?
It just has to be FADC. That's it. Like,
yeah, but why
did FADC?
But they know that, obviously. Everyone put out the videos.
I don't know if they know that. I don't know if they know that.
They saw the videos.
Why
they watched Evo.
Why would they make all these nerfs and still have death combos in the game if they knew that?
Because they can't make standing damage
So they're
scale.
just going to allow death combos.
No, I think they're going to try again. They're going to try again to fix it, but I don't think they can add standing scaling. Or they would have.
The thing is that they've nerfed meter gain. So the death combo aspect of Akuma is still very hard because you need 2 meters to do all these death combos. And at least from Ken I on Twitter, he said that meter gain with Akuma is like something like 3 combos or something gets you 1 meter, something like that.
So
3 combos gets you 1 meter in a 3 out of 5 match to win. That means basically you're gonna potentially be able to death combo twice a game, potentially. So that's enough for alarm, right? Yeah. That means potentially
even
2 free
1
rounds.
round out of 5 is bad.
Yeah, potentially 2 free rounds.
Wait, how is that? Do that math again?
No, because you said 3 combos gives you 1 bar, right? So that means that if you win 2 rounds, right, you've done 3 combos. To win those 2 rounds, you should have at least 1 death, right? 1 death combo, at least. Potentially more, because if the other guy wins a round or two, you know, there's lots of variation there that's potentially possible. But I don't think that's the best way to nerf him, right? You also don't want to take away the fun of having meter with him. You put the meter there, and now you're going to take away the ability to even get it? So, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, I didn't feel like his poke damage was super bad or super strong.
I agree.
Right? So, like, the only thing that was really a problem was the meter gain and the FADC combos.
10-frame punish is kind of fucked up, too, if you ask me.
10-frame punish was pretty bad, but it's mainly related to the meter gain, too, right? Because if you could only do it with meter, then that was kind of part of the issue, I think.
Well, doesn't he still... Oh, yeah, I guess so. That's a good point. He's still kind of cheap, though.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So, I mean, like, I think, you know, all the Akuma players, all the Street Fighter players who tried out Akuma at, like, Wizard World, like, for example, Seijan was playing him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think they had a lot of fun doing these FADC combos. And I think when you take that out, you're going to remove a lot of the fun of the game for them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, a big part of Akuma's appeal is that he's Street Fighter 4 Akuma. He's not, like, some new EX2 weird character. He's the character that Gutex and all these other guys can sit down and do a combo right off the bat. Mm-hmm. And that is obviously the big design. That's probably the reason why Bob looks like such a fucking asshole now, because they must have spent so much time and research making him feel good enough for people to pick up and play just like that. I think it was a huge effort on their part, on the development team's part, implementing the character the way they did. And I'm just concerned that why aren't they nerfing the standing damage if they can? Either they don't feel like that's what they should do, or they can't. And I don't know which is the truth. Or maybe they can, but it's too hard. It'll fuck too many things up. Like, maybe if they change it for Akuma, it has to change for everyone. It's one of those types of deep in the code things. You know? I don't know. This is all speculation. The only evidence I have is, why the fuck didn't they do it already?
As a programmer, I mean, I know it's hard, but, like, it's possible.
Yeah,
like, it's definitely possible.
It basically boils down to, is it worth the smackaroos to hire Rip to do it? That's really what it's worth.
I will do it.
It's not worth it.
I volunteer.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know, that's really what it boils down to. Is it worth their time to do it that way, or are they going to do it the easy way by lowering damage values? I don't know. Interesting. We're really in an in-between right now. Everyone who's gotten their hands on the game in Japan, in Korea, they've said it feels like we're playing a game that's not done yet, right? Isn't that what Nobi said? Isn't that what you said? That's what Nee said.
JDCR.
That's what JDCR, Nin, the best players in the whole world, in the cosmos, say Tekken 7 feels like a game that's not done yet, and they're still working on it. And that's because it's not done yet. So we're in an in-between time right now. And I think we just have to remember that, right? That's the most important thing. It's such an in-between time. Don't get too butthurt about anything. Remember how butthurt we were about Josie having Exeba's super? Or, like, you know, all these other things we were butthurt about. Like Paul's wearing the same red gi. Remember we had, like, a whole podcast complaining about Paul wearing the same red gi. Now he's wearing a cool outfit, right? And we don't even complain about that. So, you know, you never know. I mean, you know, I'm just saying, shit's gonna change.
Speaking about butthurt, though, let me adjust my seat. Law, they apparently, I don't know what the change is yet. But
They
the
nerfed
description,
it, right?
The description of it says that, like, parry into 3+4/4 is, like, slower or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work anymore.
Does not work. So does that mean it's not a 14-frame
No,
launcher
I think
anymore?
what it means is that you can't do it right away after a parry. There's a
But you can
delay.
do all its other moves from DSS
Yeah.
instead?
I
So they
think
can make an
so.
exception for that move. but
Either
not for
that,
the
or
DC.
they slowed the whole DSS down.
Right. See, so there's something there. And it bothers me because I felt like Law got a lot of nerfs, like since 7.0 to where we are now.
Yeah.
And then this was the one thing I was like, okay, cool. So he got all these nerfs, but they gave him this thing that's super freaking good. Like, I called it, like, the cheapest parry of all time in Tekken. So I knew it was stupid. But, like, if you're going to take it out, you got to give him something.
Yeah,
back.
but that's my point. Basically, what we're saying is, look at what's going on right now. That's Kano up ball. You remember Kano up ball? In Mortal Kombat 9, they put Kano's up ball and made it safe. And then and I got into top 4 of a major with it. And the next week, they took it out. This is weird just in the middle period, right? I mean, they're taking stuff out, they're putting stuff in, they're feeling stuff out. People in Japan are wasting money in the arcades, balancing the game for them. I mean, it's basically, we're in the in-between right now. And I think a lot of things will change. And I've said it a billion times, I really trust in these guys' ability. Like, remember before EVO, you were like, I think it's an accident. They didn't mean for him to be this good. And then I asked Jackler, and the look on his face was like, he had this shit-eating grin, like, hell yeah. We wanted... I think Punko, I don't know for sure. But my guess is, this is like conspiracy shit, but Punko is involved with the development of Akuma. That's my guess. I think they flew him into their, into their top secret layer, and I think he was involved. He's a tester. I think Punko's a tester. And,
Tom Brady?
Who knows who else is? I mean, I'm just saying, I think these guys
Ban
are really
the testers?
good. These guys, the developers are good at making characters like the way they want them. They refine characters well. That's what I think they're good at. So we'll see. It's a middle time right now, and I don't know. I wouldn't worry too much if I were you. I mean, right? The game's not going to come out for another 7 months potentially. 7 months. Think about. Oh yeah. Wait a minute. It's more important for you than I thought. You're in the Tekken Tour. Look at this shady motherfucker. So you wanted that parry into Can.
No. I'm saying I'm talking about the console version. Yes, I am in the
up.
Yes, I am in the Tekken Tour
The
finals.
jig is up.
I honestly forgot about that when we were talking about
sure you did.
Had no idea. But seriously though, I feel like if you're gonna do so a character, like when you look at a character, like this character's okay, how are we gonna change it for the next game, right? We'll change these things by making them nerfs. All right, we got to give them something. Let's give him something that's strong then to make up for those nerfs. And so then, if you end up saying, all right, take this out, that good thing we gave him, take it out too. It's how could you forget?
Okay, but think of it this way. What if their mentality was, well, this character's been pretty fucking good for a couple of games, and these are the things that people really complained about. It's time for this character to suck for a couple of games. That has happened historically. I mean, if you look at Soul Calibur, right, it's a different development team, but there are characters that happens to all the time. Like, it's just like, in this game, the character is hella good. In the next game, the character is total trash. And they nerf everything and give them, like, the dumbest shit.
They should, I agree. Tekken should do what Soul Calibur does and die.
Well, that's not what they're doing. What I'm saying is they're refining the game. As you said, they just gave him something and then they took it away. It's Kano up ball, try and not be so selfish about it. Think of it globally. Think of it globally.
That's not a selfish thing. I'm saying they should do this for all characters and for all patching of every character.
That is what they're doing.
And that's not how balancing works. You don't just add something, take it away, and then give them something else. Basically, what they thought was, this move is too good for an already good character. Let's take that part out. That's because it's making it too good. I agree. So why would they?
Because they originally gave it to him.
They didn't. Maybe they never intended. Maybe they never intended for him to have a launcher off a parry. Think about that. A fucking launcher off a parry. I doubt they were coding that shit in, not being able to fucking deal with FADC and thinking we can probably give Law a parry and a launcher.
Right.
They didn't think that. That was an accident.
It doesn't look in the end. It doesn't.
If it was an accident, then you're right, and this was the intended.
But look, here's the thing, and this really goes back to the whole Paolo's vision joke, right? In the end, it doesn't matter what they were thinking because it's theirs to think, right? Even if they were like, well, this might be cool, let's try it for a week to piss everyone off, right? I mean, Paolo's vision, dude. I mean, this is what they can do, and it's within their jurisdiction as the developers of the game. Kano upball. Paolo Garcia. This guy fucking puts shit in for Evo and then takes it out. And I mean, it's his fucking game. It's Paolo's vision. They could do whatever the fuck they want, dude.
Fuck it. Let Rip program the game for a week. I just want to see what Rip's vision of taking this for a week.
Think about it. Think about that, dude. Rip's vision.
That shit would be fun.
Rip's vision. Every character has his face on it. I mean, like, everyone's wearing pies on their face or whatever the fuck he's into, It's just, think about it.
Again, I volunteer.
Right. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. About what was that about Tekken dying like Soul Calibur?
I'm saying if you're suggesting that they copied the strategy that Soul Calibur used.
No.
That's what you're
I'm
suggesting.
making an example.
That was your example.
I
They
hope
should do what
they-
Soul Calibur did.
Do you know what suggesting means? I hope they don't do that. I'm just making an example. I do not suggest that they do that. I do not. Are you confused with the word suggest?
I'm confused about why people give examples of things that don't want to happen.
I'm saying it's happened before. Historically, you shouldn't be surprised. It happens. That's what I'm saying. Look at Zangief in Street Fighter V. He's trash now. I mean, does Snake Eyes like cry about it like the way you are? It's just
Yes, he does.
But he
And
does,
he stopped
right?
coming to WNF.
That's the way it is. Stop going to WNF. Or get the hint, Rip. It's over. You know, you're past your prime. Drop the game is what they're saying.
I know.
Simple
I
as
know.
that.
And Namco is taking Tekken to NRS World.
Look, the real sentiment, all talking shit aside, is
They're refining it. Go on.
they're refining it. Really, that's what it is. And it's within their right to refine it in any way they see fit. They can do whatever they want. And you know, as a Mortal Kombat / NRS fan, I'll tell you one thing that does to you as a human. It battle hardens you for heartbreak when it comes to your character in a fighting game. Because that guy, Paulo Garcia, he's the king of ruining Christmas. He gives you this shit for a week. He takes it away. One game has no smoke. One game has a robot smoke. You know, it's just like, when you're a fan of a game like that, you can really appreciate that Tekken is just a really solid, refined game, and when it comes out, it's out, and that's it. So I'm really hopeful that this is like they're working on it phase, and it's a weird, you know, it's weird. It's never happened this way. It's never taken this long. There's never been a Street Fighter character, etc., etc. The list of things is crazy. Rise of the Incarnate. I mean, there's so many factors to this that all I know is the game's going to come out next year, and I believe that they're going to polish this shit up. You know, the characters will change from now to then. You know, you think Law's going to be exactly the way he is now in March of 2017? No way. Promise. I promise. You have my word, Rip. He's going to change. I promise.
If that promise has to come with something.
What do you want? I promise. I really am 1,000,000% sure Law will change. I mean, even so are you. Anyone is. Anyone who has half a brain.
Why is it Marduk in Tekken 7, Aris?
Yeah, right? Exactly. Put Marduk in Tekken 7. Oh, man. Boneheads, right? Boneheads. Boo! Fuck. Tekken's dead to me at Avoided the Puddle because you didn't put Marduk in Tekken 7. You don't. I don't even respond to that shit, right? Because if I respond, it's gonna have to be like a lashing, right? I gotta give him the guillotine.
Mm-hmm.
Morons. Okay, what else? What else? Well, who cares about that? I mean, anything else? What's the next shit? Master Raven coming out in a couple weeks? What? What were you gonna say?
On that topic, last thing is just that I think Tekken players need to be prepared for when console comes out, because if characters are coming out, there's gonna be patches after the console release.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that at the very least, there's gonna be a console like group of characters, and maybe that will extend beyond that. Like, who knows if after console comes out 3 months later there's a time release character or whatever. We don't know if that's gonna be the case or not. But I definitely think that the game's changing heavily right now. And you know, I don't know anything specific, but just looking at the way Nina and Bob look, it's like, damn, they don't have any time to even give these guys one new move. You know, they must be really working on Akuma, right? And Akuma's where all the spotlight is too, so it makes sense, you know. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Tag 2 had like, what, maybe 10 patches for real?
Oh, sorry, I was gonna say 10 new characters for console.
Oh no, I was gonna say patches. God damn. I think they only had like 2 or 3 patches, and one of them I would say was probably the only like kind of major one, but it wasn't even that big. So
I think
the patches weren't balance patches; they were bug fix patches.
Yeah. And I think that's what they'll do with Tekken 7. I doubt they'll do balance changes with Tekken 7. If they do,
comes out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we have balance changes this time.
I wouldn't either. I feel like this Tekken 7 is a totally different beast from historic Not in terms of the final product, but in terms of the timeline. The timeline is definitely weird. The inclusion of Akuma, putting him in time for Evo, the Tekken Tour, and then the game coming out early next year. All these things I feel like are really heavily influencing things like Bob not having new moves and lots of other things. So I don't know if it's very comparable to Tag 2. It is in a lot of ways, but I think it's at this point there's been so many surprises with Tekken 7 that it's hard to look back and expect that history will repeat itself with Tekken 7. So I don't know. We'll see. Either way, the game, the thing that you mentioned earlier, Rip, about you not liking the game a little bit more because of Bob, I hella felt that way. I was watching the footage and I was like, ugh. That's what I was thinking. I was watching it and I was less hyped than I should have been, you know? So, I don't know. I felt it too. I felt that way. Tekken 7 has been a really cool game for me to, like, think about and want to play, but I don't know. Didn't get that hype about it. So, we'll see. It's not over. Still on the Tekken topic, Lionz Den. Isn't that this weekend?
Yes.
Lionz Den is the big tournament in England, merry old England, that our boy Lionel hosts. This is the second one, right? I think this is the second one.
I think it's the third.
Maybe the third one. And it's going to be streamed this Saturday. I don't know what time. Sometime
I heard
this Saturday.
12 Pacific.
12 Pacific, which is a great time. How the fuck does that work?
That can't be right.
That can't be right.
That's like 6 a.m. over there.
Yeah, that can't be right. 12 Pacific is impossible. It must be 12 midnight.
Let me pull up my Twitter.
Yeah, well, either way, you guys should definitely keep an eye out on that one. I think the main man's going. Go ahead.
No, it just says 12 p.m. Saturday. It wasn't Pacific. It was p.m.
Does he realize that the Earth is round?
His time frame, and he said, you figured out of my time. Yeah.
At 12.
All right, so it's 12 Great Britain time.
Yeah.
Is it Great Britain?
GBR? I don't know. Don't ask me.
Whatever.
Whatever
that time is.
Tea time. Don't ask me, man. I don't fucking know. So definitely check it out, though. I mean, Google it, man. It's not that hard. It's the time of the internet. There's the link. Lord Spaghetti Rip threw it up in the chat. Check it out. Click the link. Follow the channel and keep an eye on the tournament. I'm not sure if they're having Tekken 7, but
I think they got confirmation that they're gonna have Tekken 7 there.
Nice. That is beautiful.
I don't know if they're gonna have a tournament for it, but
it's gonna be there. That's all that matters because you gotta get the game in their hands, and it makes it more hype too. You know, more people will show up. It'll be a good event. So that's good shit. Lionz Den. That's definitely a Tekken event. That's very Tekken only, and as you know, that's super endangered species / extinct, right? So, man, do you remember that fucking Strong Style fiasco? Remember all that shit that happened with Strong Style? There was supposed to be like footage and editing, and then it never came out, and then we went to NorCal. Remember all that?
Yeah, why'd you bring all that up?
I just remembered it right now. I totally forgot about it because we were talking about Tekken only events and Lionz Den. The only thing I could think of was Strong Style, right? Mm-hmm. There's gonna be another one.
Yep.
Anyway, I can't wait. Check out Lionz Den. Don't forget about that. That's important.
When I dropped the hint on Twitter that I was asking for a major to have a team tournament as like the main event, Bronson just tweeted back at me and said, "Okay."
Nice.
What a
pretty
dick,
cool, Lord Bronson.
That's what I really want. I want a team tournament.
Yeah, you were mentioning you really like that. I kind of like it, but I only like it if there is no singles tournament at the event.
Exactly.
If they do team and singles, the team tournament is trash and everyone is sandbagging because nobody gives a fuck about a team tournament.
But you always do the team tournament the second day.
Well, even if you do...
That would be better.
Right, it would be better, but to me... Who gives a shit about the team tournament? I would leave before the team tournament.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would. And I did. I did. For Evo, didn't I? I didn't go to the team tournament. I'm not interested.
Evo didn't have a real team tournament.
It didn't? I thought you guys were like, there's a 5-on-5 team tournament.
Yeah, but these are, but he's talking about something like that's official,
Yeah, official.
Either way,
I
both,
yeah.
if you have both at an event, it makes the team tournament much weaker. But if you only have one, it's tight.
What needs to happen is that the only thing that official should happen, like officially, is a team tournament. You can run that bullshit side singles, but no one's gonna care about that.
Yeah.
No one cares enough about side events because they're
Bingo.
if they go to a tournament that's like they're advertising this, they're going for that. That's it.
Yeah.
So
I 100% agree. You could throw a side singles event, maybe like, whatever, but if you like Master Cup or SBO, it's like that's the main event. This is what the whole tournament's about. It's a 5-on-5 or it's a 6-on-9 or whatever the fuck it is, right? Whatever tournament.
Team tournaments are so sick just because they bring out emotions in players that I've never seen before.
Oh yeah, good.
The fact that Aris kissed Sukin on the cheek.
That's true. I did, and I would do it again. I would do it again. You know how pissed off he was? How could you be so pissed?
That was so hilarious.
I was
look
offended.
in his eyes. Dude, he was
offended.
like an anime character at that moment. Like he went like Super Saiyan, like.
I was offended personally that he was so angry at that. It was a celebratory gesture.
I don't blame him one bit.
And I warned him. I said, "Do that again, and I'll fucking kiss you." Those were my exact words. And then he won the match. He won the match.
He wasn't gonna throw the match for us because you were gonna kiss him.
I told him. Well, if that's the case, then he shouldn't have gotten so mad. I warned him. I told him I was gonna do it, and he did it, and I did it.
Look at me again, and I'm gonna fuck you. What? I'm warning you.
I'm gonna fuck you.
I don't think that was the threat there.
It was. Look, okay, you're going really extreme. Okay.
Just a warning.
Just a peck on the cheek. I'm not even into Cambodian dudes. Okay, trust me. All right.
The fact that you took the joy out of his victory so fast.
Look. In the end, I don't give a fuck about his joy. His joy can eat shit. In the end, we made it, and it was thanks to him and everyone involved. I don't regret it at all. Sukin, good shit. I do it again. That was incredible, dude, because all three of us were really like struggling against those three players, right? It was MYK, Kane, and Bloodhawk was like the wild card, right? Yeah. We didn't know much about them, but MYK and Kane were like dominating the scene in our local scene. They were winning every tournament, top 2. So the fact that Sukin won and just that worked out and we won, I mean, yeah, he deserved a kiss on the cheek. Whatever, man. How could you be so pissed about that? It was a celebratory gesture.
He explained it, dude. He said, like, he wouldn't care if, like, somebody gave him a kiss on the cheek, but, like, the thing about you was your mustache and beard on his face, with the lips.
That guy's a fucking homophobe, dude. That guy's a homophobe. Go 69 with Jaha, a couple of homophobes. All right? Don't be so homophobic. It was a celebratory gesture, all right? And it's just some facial hair. Sheesh. Doesn't he have some fucked up mole on his face that I had to get near? Give me a break. Anyway, fuck that. Whatever. That was sick, man. That was such a great tournament.
That was so long ago, too. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, ancient history, 2010.
Wow.
Ancient history. Okay, what the hell were we talking about that made us even go on this tangent?
Team tournaments, strong style.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah, Lionz Den. Damn, that was a crazy tangent.
Yep. Good one.
I pulled it back.
Lionz Den this Saturday. It's a Tekken-only event. Check it out. Okay. Other events.
Wizard World Chicago next week along with Summer Jam.
Wizard World Chicago. And didn't Anakin do another...
He did.
Yeah, he dropped his spot again and won it back at a Wizard World event, right?
Yeah, it was the last one. I'm trying to remember what city or state that was in.
Chicago or...
Yeah, it was
in Chicago.
No, it was in Ohio.
Yeah, Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio.
Same place.
Yeah. And the next one is in... Where is it?
The next one is Chicago. And then in September, there's one in...
Chicago.
Richmond, Virginia.
Ew. Where the hell is that?
When is the next Wizard World?
The next one is next week. Same weekend as Summer Jam.
Oh, shit. That's right.
You'll be at Summer Jam, and I'll be at Wizard World Chicago.
Yeah, I'm going to Summer Jam that weekend, and you're going to Wizard World, and I think Steve's going to Wizard World too.
So is Markman.
I think it's me and Nate at Summer Jam.
Mhm.
I'm not sure. Anyway,
And
whatever.
so
Okay.
here, the interesting thing about it is, for the Tekken Tour,
Mhm.
both places are giving out spots, so it's the best weekend
Ooh.
in the entire
This
year to get a
is the
spot.
bargain price
Yeah.
for a spot at the National.
Where's
right?
Summer Jam at?
Summer Jam is in Philadelphia, and this is Wizard World in Chicago.
Do we know if Anakin's
this
going to either
weekend-
one of those?
I don't know. I hope Anakin goes to Summer Jam, and I hope someone like
Speed Kicks go to the other.
Speed Kicks doesn't have a spot yet. I was hoping somebody who could give up their spot and win it again in
This
Chicago.
is Collusion for sure. I think that Speed Kicks and Anakin are going to divide and conquer this one.
Woo, that would
They might as well because
they're on the same team.
yeah.
They're going to divide and conquer this
Yeah,
one.
that would
So,
be sick.
dude,
That
I
would be
hope Speed
sick.
Kicks goes to Summer Jam. Ooh.
I think he's going to Chicago.
Yeah, he might. He probably will.
Why
right?
did you
But
want
wait a
to go
minute.
to Summer
So
Jam?
I could talk shit if he loses. That's all. Yeah,
Oh.
but if he go, I don't think he is gonna go to Chicago because if Anakin is gonna give up a spot to win another one back, he would go to Chicago. While Speed Kicks has nothing to lose, so I think he would go to Summer Jam, assuming that Summer Jam will have the higher tier players.
Why are you assuming that Anakin would go to Chicago?
Because he's got to
Easier?
give up a spot. Yeah, it would be easier, I would.
But he could give up the spot in Summer Jam.
Yeah, but Summer Jam would be harder, so he wouldn't want to give up a spot at Summer Jam.
Maybe-
I'm just assuming.
Maybe he's that
at
kind
this
of.
point,
Give it up
does
6
it
times,
matter?
I don't think he cares.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's harder or not for Anakin. He's won every one he's entered, pretty much.
But, it's the one that he loses that's going to be the biggest fucking blow up because he may not even make it back in the end because of that. Right? And it's getting later and later in the tour, so I don't know, I'm just saying this is pretty cool. The design of the tour has made potential storylines happen. Which is cool.
It kind of built its own drama.
Yeah, definitely. And you know that guy, what is that guy's name? The guy who's making those documentaries?
Esteban.
Yeah, Esteban. That guy, he has been putting together some documentaries and shit, and it really does a decent job of getting you interested in the storylines and shit like that. So that's pretty cool. I'm down with that. So we got Lionz Den this weekend. We got Summer Jam and Wizard World, which are both Tekken events. The following weekend happening at the same time. What other events am I forgetting?
I don't know, but somebody asked if the Wizard World will have Bob. I'm pretty sure both Wizard World and Summer Jam will have Bob.
That is crazy. That is crazy because if you're a Bob player,
Fab
you
is gonna
are
win Summer
a
Jam.
pro. You are a pro already. And I'm telling you, I watched Bob yesterday for 3 or 4 death matches. This character is exactly the same. I mean, you just all you got to do is recollect. That's it. That's it, and you're a pro. So it's gonna be an interesting one for sure. It's gonna be an interesting one.
Damn.
What?
I want to go.
You should go to one of them.
But they're both on the other side of the country.
Yeah,
and
that's the
There
big
always
problem.
are. The
Yeah.
East Coast has had really the advantage to get these spots this year.
It's because there are no conventions there, right? We got conventions all over the fucking place here on the West Coast. So it's like they don't want to cannibalize each other. It's interesting how that worked out. It's a good thing though because I feel like historically, it's always been West Coast that gets all the love, right? For nationals, like they gave away spots at Comic-Cons and like shit like that. So it's kind of nice that the East Coast gets a little bit of love, and they're getting
and
a lot of
Anakin
spots.
just is greedy and takes them all.
Yep.
Yeah, good point. Takes them
And then,
all.
and then all the last chance qualifiers will be on the West Coast.
That would be sick.
Honestly, I think the last chance qualifier is at the event itself.
Where is the event?
finals
Have
event.
they
haven't
announced it?
So I'm saying wherever
Please.
that is.
Vegas.
Esports Arena.
I'm hoping.
Esports Arena.
No.
Yes.
Esports Arena.
Yes.
It's going to be at the Esports Arena, but they only have Street Fighter V. They don't have room for Tekken 7.
And Aris isn't going to come. It's too far from home.
Yeah, way too far. I'm not going to that. It's too far. I've already committed to SCR. That means I got to drive all the way to Esports Arena.
You committed to SCR?
Yeah.
Of course, that's a
It's
Tekken
part of
Tour
the
event.
tour,
I have to
yeah.
win
Yeah.
SCR.
I'm going to every non-Wizard World fighting game event.
Oh, yeah.
Which
I'm thinking
includes
about not
Canada
going.
Cup. Why?
Because I have no responsibilities there and I'm not entering the tournament. So
SCR?
yeah,
What do you mean you have no responsibilities there? Are you sure?
I'm not a Capcom Pro Tour commentator, and I'm not a Tekken Tour FGC commentator, and I'm not giving up my Tekken spot to compete in the tournament. So yeah,
Damn, you're not even gonna be there? Tournament's starting to look up, actually. Good
dude.
shit.
I mean, I'm just thinking it's too far from home, dude.
Damn. All right. Nice.
He only goes
nice.
there every Wednesday. It's not that far.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, Super Arcade. That's another topping. So
It's been a topping for the past 2 years.
yeah, it's always a topping, but there's some activity, right? Watson has been on the move. Some shit happened. I don't know. I don't read his blog. It's crazy. It's too long. He doesn't even proofread it. Right? Crazy typos. Whatever. But I got his back if he comes back for sure. Let's just make it happen. You know. I miss it, and everyone else does. Who cares about all this shit? 2 years worth of shit talking. I'm willing to put it all behind us. Let's just get this show on the road, right? That's how I feel. Let's get this show on the road. You know, if he's gonna do it, let's check it out. I'm down. What else? Anything else?
I heard KO Gaming Lounge is having a reopening or something. They're under new FGC management or something.
What the hell?
I
never ended up checking it out. It's at it's in Roland Heights, right? Cool.
It's near where Arcade Infinity used to be, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I never.
I have no idea. Never been there.
Yeah.
good people. To
Too
talk
far
about.
from home.
Definitely. Am I forgetting anything here? There's gotta be something. KOF.
We got a early street broken date, something or other.
I'll worry about King of Fighters when I don't care about it later.
Yep.
What else?
Downplaying.
Downplaying? Whatever. What does that even mean, man? Downplaying means...
Listen, bro. I ain't trying to hear it. Move on.
All right.
Damn.
Move on.
What are you trying to tell me? Are you saying you like KOF? I mean, what is this passive aggressive shit? What?
There's no.
That's super passive aggressive shit, Rick.
Yeah. What the fuck is this? What are you trying to say, motherfucker? Why don't you just say it?
Nothing.
All
Wow.
right then.
Bitching out.
Jesus Christ. All right. KOF. Who gives a shit? Call it what you want, downplaying or not. I don't know anything to even say, right? It's coming out. Whatever. Do you know anything to say?
It's already out in some spots.
Yeah, it's already out if you know
Do you
the
have it,
street
Ricky?
spots.
Nope.
So you don't care either.
I'll care about it when I don't care about it.
Yeah, downplaying. You're always downplaying shit.
He's a hater.
Yeah, he is a retard. That's what the word is. Okay. Anyway, is that it? Is that all the toppings?
Nothing.
Jury came out. Whatever. Fucking who cares?
It felt like Jury came out like 2 months ago.
Yeah,
It's
it feels old already. I
Yep.
think it might be because I don't know. I don't know why. Urian kind of, curious about him. But,
Yeah, Urian looks cool. The combo videos that people have been putting out from the PC hacks and whatever looks cool.
Yeah, but I mean, not much else. Whatever. Chris T. Oh yeah, in Europe, that was pretty entertaining. I watched that.
Yeah, EX legs. It's so easy to do.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Hey, was that
Oh,
really
man.
you I played yesterday in ranked?
No, man.
Asshole.
Why'd you even really think that?
That's
Because
like
I thought maybe it was.
it's like the first time he's ever streamed in his life.
Yeah.
I should have said some crazier shit. I'm behind you, Rip. Gullible. Yeah. All right. Okay. You guys want to start plugging shit around and then we can get through this puppy? I feel like we're forgetting something. All right, chat room will remind
Q&A.
us. No Q&As, no Qs, only A's. Only A's. Go ahead, plug your channels and shit. Go ahead, Rip, you first.
Stream over at twitch.tv/levelupyourgame, and my Twitter is REEPAL.
Follow him up. Rickstah.
Twitter, Twitch at Ricksteezy, RICKSTEEEZY. I will stream something sometime soon.
Follow him up. Definitely. you guys gotta work on your pitch. Do a jingle.
I need
That
like
name again is Mr. Plow.
I need like a slide or something. You need to create us some like
There we
some,
go.
like,
Ooh, yeah,
slides.
that's not a bad idea. Why don't you give me like splash pages and I'll
There we
use them.
go.
Like,
Okay.
I could do that. That's super easy. We'll go like, hey, everybody,
Yeah.
follow this guy, and then I'll switch to the next thing, and it'll be like, hey, all right, I could do that. That's just a click away.
Get paid to like do commercials.
Well, I mean, it's just so people get a visual aid, right? I
Yeah.
can do that. That's easy to do, man.
We
Hit
should
us
get
up,
Sage
split
Jam on to
frame.
guest spot those things.
Just have them
Yeah,
pre-record
sure,
it.
whatever. All right, enough about that. I don't care anymore. You guys blew it. We're not doing that anymore.
Got
it. I like that pouty face. Yeah, that's good. Okay, who's a bitch? Anybody? The thing that I was really... My biggest disappointment is that the new Samsung Note is a curved screen, and I waited like a year for it. It's like...
curved screen, by the way. Because I've heard you say that, and I don't know what that
I'll
means.
tell you what it means. If you get a case for the Note 2, or what I now have, the Note 4, if you get a case for it, the case, when you drop it face down, prevents the glass from touching the ground. But the new Note, as well as some of the other Samsung phones, the glass is curved along the sides enough so that the case will allow the glass to touch the ground at certain angles. So these cases are very notorious. And the guy who works there, I went there today to help me with the new phone, he told me the same shit. It's notorious for breaking. The new Note costs $900. And I'm going to carry it everywhere I go and take it in and out of my pocket 100 times a day. I can't sleep with myself at night paying $900 for something that's guaranteed to break. So for me, I went downwards. I went backwards. And I was really disappointed. I've been holding out to get this big upgrade, and I think it's fucking stupid. I think it's so stupid. Because all these years we had these round TVs and all these fucking, round TVs, and they flattened them out, right? So why the fuck are they going to round TVs again? Sony's gonna come out with a tube TV, and they're gonna be like, check this tight shit out, right? Smash players are gonna have boners. What is this, man? This curved TV shit is gone. Let's get rid of it.
When you said curved, I really thought it was the other way around, because that's how the new curved TVs are. The curved TVs are
they
inverted
got it
now.
all wrong, dude. They're curving it back to the 1950s. Let's curve it the other way. Make that shit wrap around my head.
Yeah, right.
Fucking curving it the wrong way, man. That's what I'm
So did you buy this phone?
No, I was
good
waiting.
idea. No,
I
good
was
shit. Don't buy
waiting
it.
so long. My phone didn't have Wi-Fi for fucking 6 months, dude, and it came out to being a round screen. I flushed it. I got the newest Note that has a flat screen and a removable battery, which is the 4. And I'm just waiting for them to clean up their act, right? Maybe next year. He says they come out every year. Fuck that. Samsung can eat shit.
Aren't they the same one that took away something just to reinvent it again?
Yeah,
later?
dude, they did that shit. So the Note 4, the one I got, has a removable battery and an upgradable micro SD card, right? They took that out in the Note 5. It doesn't come out. There's nothing even there, right? And then they bring it back, and they're like, check out this shit you've never heard of before. It's a removable battery. I'm thinking to myself, man, anyway, fuck it. You guys are up.
Think about like the 13-year-olds though who've never had a smartphone.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
Like, oh my god, an
it's
SD
true.
card.
It's so true. Just redo the same thing. Look at Call of Duty, man. They've made so many Call of Duties and they all sell really well. What's the explanation? Not everyone has been playing Call of Duty since, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, right? There are a lot of 12 and 13-year-olds out there, and there are going to be new 12 and 13-year-olds out there forever. It's a pretty solid formula, and people will be young forever. It's going to sell forever. They're just remaking the same formula, and that's what the phones are doing too. Fucking whack. The older you get, the whacker it gets, right? Anyway, who's a bitch?
I don't know. I don't have one.
Yeah, I mean the closest thing I've got is Oculus NBC.
You're turning into a robot. What's going on?
Yeah, your mic cut off.
You still.
Oh, and your camera's getting fuzzy.
Is this better?
Okay, you're good.
All right. Is this better? No.
Yeah.
There we go.
Go.
So, so Oculus and NBC and probably Samsung as well. Actually, now that I really think about it, for whatever reason, the NBC Olympics is available to watch in VR, but not
sick.
if you own a $600 Oculus. Only if you own the Samsung Gear VR.
Get
Why?
good,
I have that. How do
I don't know.
Get good.
I don't know
I think
why.
I have that too.
You guys are all bitches. NBC, Samsung, Oculus. What the hell, man? How are you gonna cut out the people who have like $600 hardware for the guys who have $100 hardware?
Get
Wait,
good,
you're
noob.
telling me I can watch volleyball in VR?
Yes. Yes!
Oh shit.
Shit. This changes the game. Hurry up and end the stream.
That's not bad. That's not too bad. All right. He didn't specify women's volleyball. I just want to highlight that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, just he's a big volleyball fan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Volleyball's a bitch. Is that who you called a bitch? Who are you calling a bitch? The Oculus?
Whoever's idea that was, that the people who have the expensive
He doesn't-
hardware.
It's
that are
obviously
supporting-
Oculus didn't pay for the rights, clearly.
Whatever, whoever was involved, they're the bitches here.
All right. Rickstah, you're up.
I don't have one.
Well,
Life has been good.
If you're willing to accept the lashing
1 and
from the
2.
chat room, then we can end it at that. You must have a bitch calling.
No.
Wow.
Disappointment? Is that how it's gonna be?
I mean, yeah, it's gonna have to be disappointing because I can't call anyone a bitch if like I don't feel it. I could call Christy a bitch, right?
Yeah,
Well,
you could definitely do that.
That's not true. I mean, he is. That is true. But me calling him a bitch isn't like groundbreaking or anything.
Yeah, that's true. I think you've called him a bitch many times on this podcast, first of all. Secondly, I think that of all of us, you two actually, I was going to say, you guys called Godspeed a bitch a lot too, right? That's you, Rip.
I do a passive
Like it wasn't deserved?
No, it was deserved, but I'm just saying historically, remember there was that Google document where that one dude was keeping track of all the different bitch callings?
Is James still number one?
I don't know. James is fucking ancient history. That guy fell off, man.
Well,
he's washed up.
Yeah.
He needs to get good at some other
Moving
shit.
on with life, man.
Yeah, I guess. Washed up. Anyway.
How does he not have a spot in the Tekken Tour?
Excuse me. I know. He doesn't play, right?
He hasn't entered any of them.
Yeah, I haven't seen him play Tekken 7 once.
SCR. Wow. SCR is going to be crazy for that.
Yeah, he's gonna lose to MYK.
Or Kane.
in the
Kane
ugliest match ever.
Kane got a spot? Oh,
yeah, he got Sacramento.
Wow.
Kane's not gonna. SoCal Regional is gonna be pretty interesting because unless Anakin shows up, like it's kind of a toss up in the air.
How come they never made a video interviewing him, Kane? Other than the fact that he's got no charisma.
No, they never do those videos for any of the Wizard Worlds.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's
only for the fight game.
That's kind of an interesting choice. I guess that's weird. Well, anyway, I guess, okay, good shit. No bitch
Kane's a
calling
bitch.
from Rickstah. Yeah, for sure. I can get behind that.
And also, Kenai's a bitch.
Kenai's a bitch. He's cool. I like him.
Why?
He's in Japan. That guy's so weird. He's even weirder now.
Yeah, he doesn't call me on my phone now. He just tweets me at weird times, saying weird shit. Like,
Don't ever tweet me.
Aren't you Japanese, Rickstah?
He's cool, though. I think that's going to wrap it up, Lord Chat Room. Follow these guys on Twitch. Follow my YouTube channel. No Pants puts a lot of work into that. Definitely follow at Avoiding the Puddle or whatever it is. YouTube/Avoiding the Puddle. He puts these up, too, with timestamps, too. I never did that, and I'm never going to do that. So
you put up my videos from my Twitch on your channel.
I'm telling you, he's a hustler, man. He's a hustler. They dig tunnels, these guys. I'm telling you. All right, so definitely follow that shit, and we'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, everybody.